All right, welcome to The Explainer. Let's talk about a place we all know and, let's be honest, kind of dread the airport. Think about it the long lines, the surprise delays. It's a hassle, right? Well, what if I told you all of that is about to change? Like, radically. And it's all thanks to this incredible mashup of AI and 5G. So let's kick things off with a number, a big one $50 billion. And no, that's not some tech company's IPO. It's the price tag on a full-blown revolution in how we travel.
Yeah, that's the projected value of the 5G and aviation market just a decade from now. To put that in perspective, today it's just over a billion. So we're talking about an explosion of growth, over 45% a year. So you gotta ask, right? What in the world is driving this?
Well, the answer is that we're completely tearing up the old blueprint for what an airport is. We're moving away from thinking of them as just these big, static buildings with runways attached. The new vision, it's all about turning them into smart, living ecosystems. It's this idea that an airport can be a living, learning organism. I love that phrasing. It's not just a place where planes land. It's a system that's constantly sensing what's going on, predicting what's about to happen, and adapting on the fly. It's the difference between putting out fires and actually preventing them from ever starting.
And the core concept driving this whole thing is what's called the AI plus 5G airport. And look, this isn't just about sticking some new gadgets around the terminal. It's a whole new philosophy. It's this fusion of two incredible technologies. You've got AI acting as the digital brain, doing all the thinking, the analytics, the automation. And then you have 5G as the nervous system, that super fast, reliable network connecting everything instantly. Okay, so that sounds cool in theory, but how does it actually work? Like, what's under the hood? Well, it all comes down to four key pillars, four pieces of tech that have to work together perfectly, almost like a symphony.
Pillar number one is the foundation, the network. We're talking about a private 5G network that's basically the airport's own superhighway for data. It's unbelievably fast, up to 10 gigs a second, with practically zero lag. This is what connects literally millions of things, from the sensors on the baggage belts all the way to the planes themselves. Next up, pillar two, the brain we were just talking about. Artificial intelligence. All that data flooding in from the 5G network, this is where it gets turned into something useful. You've got AI using machine learning to see delays coming before they happen, computer vision to keep an eye on every piece of equipment, and smart analytics to make sure the right people and planes are in the right place at the right time. Okay, pillar three is a bit more technical, but it's absolutely crucial. It's called mobile edge computing, or MEC. So think about it. Instead of sending all that data on a long trip to some far-off data center, MEC processes it right there, on-site, at the airport. That's what allows for those split-second, real-time decisions. And when you're talking about things like guiding vehicles on a busy tarmac, that split-second difference is everything. And finally, pillar four. This one is straight out of science fiction. It's called a digital twin. Imagine a perfect virtual copy of the entire airport, updated live, second by second. It's like the ultimate simulator, a video game version where operators can stress test anything. What if a huge crowd shows up at once? What's our plan for a security breach? They can run all these scenarios and find the perfect solution without a single bit of real-world risk. It's amazing. So, you've got this incredible four-pillar tech stack. The big question is, so what? What does this actually mean for you and me? Let's talk about the payoff, the real-world benefits for everyone involved, from the airlines right down to us, the passengers. Really, the whole game is changing from being reactive to being predictive. The old way, something goes wrong and everyone scrambles to fix it. The new way, the system sees the problem coming and fixes it before it even becomes a problem. We're trading manual work for smart automation and swapping out all those clunky separate systems for one smooth, totally integrated ecosystem. Okay, let's talk about the one thing we all hate, the biggest headache in travel, the flight delay. Ugh, just hearing the words is stressful, right? That feeling of being stuck, your plans getting thrown into chaos, it's the worst. Well, what if we could cut those delays by up to 20%? I mean, think about that. That's one in every 5 delays just gone. And that's exactly what this tech promises. By letting AI handle things like scheduling, gate assignments, even predicting when a piece of equipment needs fixing, the whole system just runs so much smoother. A 20% cut isn't just a small tweak, it's a game changer. But it's not just about fewer delays. For us, the passengers, the real holy grail is a journey that's totally seamless.
I'm talking contactless, personalized, and fast. Just imagine this. You walk from the curb, through security, all the way to your gate, and you never once have to fumble for your ticket or your passport.
Because that journey could be up to 50% faster. Seriously, with AI-powered facial recognition, your face becomes your boarding pass. This system just knows it's you, checks you in, and waves you through. We're talking about cutting those awful lineups in half. And this isn't just wishful thinking. The numbers back it up. Let's look at some real-world examples. Lost luggage? Real-time tracking with AI cuts that down by 25%. Broken equipment causing delays? AI predicts when things are about to fail, reducing downtime by a whopping 40%. And here's a big one, sustainability. Smart grids run by AI can slash an airport's carbon footprint by up to 30%. These aren't vague promises. They're real, measurable wins.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds like something from a movie set in 2050, but it's not. This is happening right now, today. Let's take a quick trip around the world and look at some of the airports that are already living in the future. This really is a global movement. Over in South Korea, Incheon is using AI robots to keep the place spotless. In China, Beijing Daxing Airport was literally built from the ground up with an AI-first mindset, using biometrics to board planes. Then there's Baoshan Yanrui, also in China, which is the world's first airport using next-gen 5G advanced tech. It can actually sense things like a drone on a runway. And you've got places like Aberdeen in the UK and Hong Kong focusing on green operations and cool stuff like AI-powered stores with no cashiers.
You know, it's easy to think this is just about making our vacation flights a little less annoying, but the impact is so much bigger. A hyper-efficient airport becomes this powerful engine for the economy. It boosts trade because cargo moves faster. It boosts tourism because the travel experience is just better. It really strengthens a country's entire infrastructure.
When you pull back and look at the big picture, the end goal is something incredible. The vision is for airports to become these miniature smart cities, totally self-optimizing, carbon neutral, and largely autonomous. They're basically going to be a testing ground, a little preview of the smart, connected world that's being built all around us.
So that leaves us with one last kind of mind-bending thought to chew on. For the last 100 years, we've been the ones thinking about airports, how to design them, how to manage them. But now, they are starting to think for themselves. So the question isn't just about how we'll travel, it's about what happens when our world, our infrastructure becomes intelligent. Where will it take us next? It's something to think about. Thanks for joining me on this one.